And this is a horrendous trend. The number of black men at four-year colleges has plummeted, and at Howard University, there are as many non-black students as there are black men. Howard is just 19% black men. There's an array of reasons why this is happening, but the number one thing sociologists point to is something they call the belief gap, that a lot of young black men don't believe that they can or should be able to handle college intellectually or financially. Guys, college is a critical part of gaining the intellectual skills you need to get into the middle class. Black women have known for years and years that they need degrees to overcome racism and misogyny and get as far as they can in life, and they have become the most educated demographic in the country. But leaving black men out of that trend means a lot of potential wealth that could go into the black community won't go into the black community, because people who could have become middle class professionals and intellectuals will not be able to make that leap.
So y'all believe this is the true observation, or is this another attack on black men?
I think in general, younger people are just not going to college. It's a big like trend where people are saying that they don't need college anymore. Me and Easy actually met in college. We was getting our master's degree, but both of us was on GI Bill, so it is extremely expensive for someone to go and like go pay for college. So that's why people feel like it's a ripoff. So you go in debt, and then you kind of like in debt, and then you messing up your credit.
Easy.
Nah, honestly, I don't think you need college to be successful. I know a lot of people that didn't even graduate high school and they're super successful. So I don't think college necessarily, um, yes, it can help somebody, but some people don't need college. A lot of people look at college as just like a like debt or something. It's like, well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into debt when I can just do this, do that, get this cert, or I got this business. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people are shying away from college because they don't want to be in debt. Or they also feel like I don't need this degree to get the job that I'm trying to pursue. So it just depends on the individual. But yeah, I think it is a trend. I think it's going to keep on going because as you can see, a lot of these colleges now, some of them are actually offering free tuition now, but which that's a good thing. But that's another story. But yeah.
Enzo.
So I'm a firm believer in what Charlie Kirk says, that college is a scam, 100%. On the simple fact, because you don't really need a college degree to do a lot of these jobs nowadays. I think coming out of high school and being in high school, they should be pushing more trade schools and any certifications, anything like that, other than pushing colleges on people. Because unless you're going to be going to school for to become like a doctor or a lawyer or something where you need that degree, where you can come out of school and go into like a law school and go into like medical school, where you're working in that said field and making money on it, where you can pay back your debts, it's not worth it. Like a lot of people go into school for degrees. You can't even get a job coming out of school for that job, and it's putting people in debt. It's 20, 30, $40,000 a semester or even more sometimes, and you're stuck with that for your life. So we should be pushing 100% more trade schools, because it's a lot cheaper and you're guaranteed more or less a job coming out of that. And
Yeah.
again, the fact of, I know people that are high school dropouts that are more successful than people in college. Myself, I barely made it through high school myself, and I had a job immediately doing sales since I was 15 years old. Like you really just don't need it nowadays, like you did back in the day, regardless of your race or anything.
Yeah. All right. You can chime in on this, Enzo. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's a shaming tactic. Like, this is coming from black women in the black community to men, and it's a whole shaming tactic for a lot of them to avoid accountability, because a lot of black women are coming under fire right now
Mm-hmm.
for being the most single. and a lot of other things. So now there's every excuse. Black men aren't eligible. Black men are dumb. Black men aren't going to college. I can't date a guy who's not in college. All this is the things that are going around, but this one right now is catching the internet. And again, I don't like it because I think we all agree you don't need college to be successful. So I don't know why that narrative is being pushed and to shame us, because a lot more black men are doing way better now than years before. What's y'all take?
Now there are some exceptions, like if you get a scholarship or you get GI Bill from the military and you're not putting yourself in debt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there are other
Or
avenues
STEM?
where you might need a bachelor's or a master's to get a job in management or something like that. That's the career path that I took. So,
Yeah.
some business degrees you do need that degree to get certain positions, especially in management. So, yeah. But like we all agree, man, you don't need a college degree to be successful, man. Like you see it all the time.
So why do you think we're being shamed for it?
Uh, because I think some people don't like change. So if the categories against black women, they're doing better than black men. So I guess the black women are like, damn, man, I'm getting more money, I'm getting more education than you, and y'all ain't doing nothing. So
Is that the real truth though? Because you heard what the guy, I don't know if y'all paid attention, the guy basically said women are going to get degrees to avoid misogyny.
Black women
yeah,
are
they
most
feel like they too independent. Yeah.
Well, it's like he's saying basically it's a back signal saying they're going to college to avoid being with men.
Yeah, they're pretty much trying to say that they don't need a man. A
Yeah.
lot of women are like that, but also that puts them in a category. And after this, I'm done my phrase or whatever, my comment. I mean, that puts them in a category where, damn, like you put yourself in this high pedestal, and all these guys are gonna be not want to talk to you because you're making like six figures. A lot of people are not making six figures a year right now.
You
Now
became
at
the
the end
man
of
you want.
at the end of this year, it might be less people because it's getting tough right now. So yeah, man, they put them in a category where you know, like not all guys, but some guys don't like talking to a female that's doing like way better than them because it makes them feel kind of weird.
Do you
So,
think that's a insecurity, or is it that when women get power, somebody that's never had power, they get it to go crazy. When women get power, they're not respectable as a man who would have power.
well, some guys stand on 10 toes and they don't care, and I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? But some guys they're intimidated, man. Like they don't want to talk to no chick that makes way more money than them.
Nah, but dealing with stuff that ain't standing on 10 toes. I stand on 10 toes too. And if you think you gonna come with your degrees and try to down me, I'm gonna show you the door.
That is standing on 10 toes, but that's my definition. But I got you, bro.
Yeah, Gray.
black women the most educated group, and that's why they saying that. I don't necessarily know if it's a shame on black men, but women overall, and we can say it's because of the laws like that they passed for women. They have been gaining more traction in the in careers. So Jordan Peterson says because they can listen or whatever. I don't know why, but women are doing better than men financially. I think
No,
that's a
that's
big,
true. What Jordan
yeah,
Peterson, what he was saying, women are more agreeable
yeah,
and women are less likely to go off and steal your idea, start their own corporation. Men are builders. So a lot of these corporations want to cut competition. So they're more likely to deal with a woman because they know with a man, once they train him up, show him everything, he's likely to go out and start his own. And then he becomes the competition.
But what do they say men are supposed to do? Provide and protect. So
Yeah.
like that's what women holding them to, even though the industry or the job market may not be helping men escalate in life, but women aren't going to have emotional response that say, "Oh, okay, we're gonna be empathetic that that the government or whatever is holding you back." So that's the issue.
Yeah. And to me, I feel like a lot of school, I didn't do well in school. I didn't even finish high school. I had a GED, to be honest with you. I did get an associate's, and it was financial aid reasons that I didn't complete my bachelor's. But when I did have the time, I just didn't want to go back. Like, school is just never, I'm hands on. You give me a car, you give me some tools, I can build anything, a house, whatever. But I just was never able to sit down in a class and listen. I'm more so the leader, the thought person, like the create. I'm an SC student. But I do feel like women are doing what they're supposed to do in a sense. They are more workers. They, like Jordan Peterson said, they listen better. They're more agreeable. Men, we should be out creating corporations, especially black men. We should be creating industries within our community. We shouldn't be worried about college. That's why when I hear these women saying that and they're trying to use it as a shaming tactic, I think a lot of it is to avoid their own accountability with all the broken homes and all the failed black kids that are coming up. I just think it's a really good deflection they're using instead of us focusing on them. Oh, let's focus on black men not going to college when we really don't need it. We really just need to start corporations and businesses in our community. I think we're at the lowest level of owning businesses ever.
I will say college does. I'm not gonna say I'm completely anti-college because college will help you and teach you stuff that you like aren't looking for, that you go and then like they teach you stuff. Like, so even like with this, like I did a SWOT analysis, different things to like figure out what is best on YouTube and things like that. That's something I would have never learned. Editing, I learned all of that in college. So like it can help you. I think if you're gonna go to school, you need to learn how to solve problems and maybe not necessarily learn a specific thing, because with technology, the industry is just completely changing, especially if you're gonna be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, and you can get that with a mentor. Like I know what a SWOT analysis is. I got that from a mentor. You know what I'm saying? It didn't take me $100,000 to get that. So I guess it's either way. I agree with you that college is a good thing if you can afford it, but if you can't, that can't be the excuse to why people aren't doing what they're supposed to do. Oh, that was the other thing that was being said. Black men aren't enrolling in college because they can't read. That's how this whole thing started and started going viral. Anton Daniels did a segment on it, but they're claiming that black men read on a third grade level.
Well, supposedly Floyd Mayweather can read, but shout out to Easy and James, because I never would have graduated if it weren't for them.
Oh yeah,
I couldn't do math at all.
See, I really don't go around bragging about my education, man, because that's not right to do. You wouldn't even know unless I told you for real. So
bro, you just brought up a great point, and I say this all the time. It's an insecurity to me. When people start throwing out their degrees and stuff, it's like an insecurity, because the people that I know that really have it and they're like really solid, you won't know unless you go into their house. They be like, hey, come over for dinner one day. You go in, they got MBAs, doctorates, all that on the wall. Like they never really speak on it. So,
yeah, like if it's in conversation or something like that, cool. But like you just going around and telling everybody, oh, I got this, I got that. That's whack to me, bro.
yeah, in the middle of a conversation,
That's
I'm right because I
hilarious.
got the degree. You don't. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
That's trash. Yeah.
I deal with it on live. It's the funniest thing to me. These young kids be like, "Oh, I'm in school for this. I'm in school for that," and they think they're like the most educated people in the world because they have a degree. Like one of my favorite ones was, well, this kid's like, obviously, I could tell I'm more educated than you because I have a degree, and I'm like, all right, so what do you have a degree in? He goes, math. Dead silent for like 20 seconds. Everybody on my panel started laughing immediately. And we all said, how good is that math degree doing in a political debate? He goes, well, I don't know. I'm 20 grand in debt right now. And I go, that's my point exactly, dude.
Wow.
It's like, you're so smart.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, it's also networking. Like, prime example with me and Easy. I was actually working at a studio when we met, but you had to get up in front of the class and say what you're doing, what your career is. And then he was like, "Oh, you record?" And I gave him like Logic Pro program. And then I said, "Yeah, bro, come to the studio. I work over here, this, and that." So like you never know how stuff can like go. And then before I worked on this, I was on a different podcast when I was a videographer. And he do recording better than me. So I said, "Hey bro, you go do the music, I'll do the videography." So entrepreneurial wise, you also meet other people that's like doing stuff entrepreneurially.
Yeah. Oh yeah, too. Yeah. YouTube. That's another great tool.
True.
Like when it comes to when it comes to spreadsheets, I'm that dude. Like I could do so many formulas on spreadsheets. Guess how I learned how to do spreadsheets?
YouTube.
YouTube. Yep.
I sat in school for that.
Huh.
That's the difference. You did it
Yeah.
on YouTube, and I actually had a class for it in school.
Like
That's
there
the
are
point.
literally people like, can you email me that budget spreadsheet you made? Because it does. You just input the numbers, what you make, your expenses. They tell you what to save, everything. And I just wanted to get my money right. This was like 10 years ago, and I just learned how to do it so I can learn how to be smart with my money. But did not go to school for that. Learned it all on YouTube. And then when I was in school, a lot of the stuff that I learned, the past courses, was on YouTube.
YouTube would teach you so much.
So
Yes, sir.
like now the information is out there. There's really no excuse. To be honest with you, I think it's less of a college issue, and it's a ethics and it's a ambition issue. A lot of us now don't have the ambition. We feel entitled. We're spoiled, and we think everything should be handed to us, and then get mad. And I know I'm a conservative. I'm gonna say this, but they get mad when the immigrants come over here and buy up the rundown building on your block and turn it into a liquor store or a gas station. A lot of that is just ambition. They came with nothing, but they just had the ambition and you didn't.
Now, some of that college stuff too, I just want to add is it's more about like brotherhood and connections, the sororities and the fraternities and then all that. So a lot of stuff is based on connection rather than just based on reading a book
Yeah.
or learning a lesson or whatever. So
Oh no, I
it's,
give
it's
you that.
different. It's definitely different levels to college. You know what I'm saying?
No, I give you that. I actually had a life-saving moment from one of my homeboys in his fraternity. Like he was able to call somebody in the city I was in, and they like looked out for me. So, no, that definitely is a
That's
strong
what I'm
part of
saying,
college.
man. It's not all about reading a book. It's about connections too.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go to the next subject, which is kind of similar. Oh, y'all done?
Yeah.
Anything to add?